Hi, if things aren't going well in your life, if you're having problems with relationships, work, or even just internal drive and motivation, it's quite likely that there is a subconscious force at play. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about fear, how it might be running your life without you realizing it, what it might be protecting you from, and how you can move through fear. So first of all, is the first thing to do is to start embracing your fear and to really start to understand what your fear is all about, because all fear is really is fear is there to protect you, but it's protecting you on an old set of rules. It's protecting you on that old conditions. It's almost like it's using old data. It's the data on you hasn't been refreshed, so it's using old data to protect you. And I'm assuming that's something you don't want to happen, really. So you're getting to know your fear. And as with ego, we don't push it aside. We embrace it. We try to understand it. We welcome it with open arms because we actually really want to understand it, because that's the only way that you're actually going to move forward. Trying to pretend it doesn't exist isn't going to work. So you're embracing your fear. Uh, how do you begin to understand it? You begin to understand it by recognizing how it's presenting in your everyday life. You begin to understand it by seeing the behaviors that it drives. So behaviors like overworking, putting too much time in at work that you don't really need to. Numbing is another sign of a fear-based behavior. You numb yourself in however you do because you feel like you're incapable of, you're unable to bear the feelings if you were to really embrace them. Avoiding situations, avoiding difficult situations, and procrastination. Of course, procrastination, maybe the fear is telling you in the back of your head you're not going to be a success at this, so just keep procrastinating so you can put it off. So that's the first step in understanding fear, is to understand how it drives the behaviors in your life. So what is the cost of fear? The real cost of fear-driven behavior is that it stops things from happening. It's not like ego. Ego doesn't stop things from happening. It drives, in some cases, it actually drives things forward. But with fear, it can almost bring you to a standstill. So it stops things from starting, it stops things from progressing, and it stops things coming to a final conclusion. So really, fear is like putting the brakes on everything in your life, or the things in life that are, are fear-based driven. So really, if you think about it, maybe a way to get you to drive towards embracing fear in a different way is to kind of think, actually, I don't want to stop. I want to I want to gain some momentum. I want to keep going with things. I want to keep building. And if you look at fear in a different way, if you embrace it in a different way, it will enable you to keep moving forward. Because I understand that sometimes fear of something can actually bring you to a standstill. Now, I was thinking recently, I was, full disclosure, I was watching the latest season of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And one of the fears which pops up all the time is spiders. Now, I have a fear of spiders, and I watched who was it, Ginger? I watched Ginger go into a room and who has a fear of spiders and just go pick up two spiders with his hands and put them down. Now I understand the circumstances are different, but it made me think about my fear of spiders. What is my fear of spiders all about? And so I started to try to understand that, and I'm like, okay, what actually is it? When I see a spider on the wall, what is it that freaks me out? And one of them is that I have this understanding that the spider is going to jump off the wall and jump onto me. That's one of the things I fear, and that's kind of rooted in experience, because I remember once as a child I was lying down on my bed and I was looking up at the ceiling at a spider, and in my head I was like, what if that spider just sort of like fell into my face? And that did actually happen. I saw in almost slow motion the spider coming closer. It was only a tiny little thing, so it wasn't a big deal, but I saw this spider coming to my face. So that's kind of like where it started. But then, okay, so a spider might land on you, but what's the spider actually going to do? So I have to kind of like work my way through my whole fear of spiders. And it's not that I think they're going to bite me. I think it's going to like that thing on my skin. It's the impact of their vibration, if you like, or their frequency when it comes and touches my skin and hits my frequency, my vibration. And it's that kind of, because I feel like their vibration is higher, it's like that higher vibration is going to throw my whole system into some kind of shock. But that's kind of made me realize it's like it's a vibrational thing, really. That's what my issue is with spiders. It's a vibrational and frequency thing. Um, I'm not going to say anything more about that because that kind of leads into the third part of this series, which is about separation. That's actually a really good segue into separation. So I'm going to leave that there. But the idea is that you really get to understand the nitty gritty of the fear that you have. So the guiding principle here with fear is connection. It's to connect to the present moment and to make an assessment whether what fear is telling you is a danger, whether it actually is a danger in the here and now, and not based on anything that's happened in the past and not based on any conditioning. Now, if you've just watched this video and you're like, actually, this guy is talking some sense, then this could well be a channel that you find more, that you get more help from, because the channel is pretty much all about men building awareness of the conditioning, because we can't move forward until we have an awareness of how we've got to how we are today and how our thought processes have developed over the years through kind of external influences. So if it's resonated, this is the channel for you. The next video coming up will be the last in this trilogy, and it's going to be looking at separation. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time, and I hope you tune into another video.